Subscribe for the very latest.
Play it, Daddy.
Core Room, more than a podcast.
Hey, all right. So listen, man. We are still a music podcast. We everything black and hip hop, right? So, but we got a new segment. I'm just coming up with segments, man. I love doing this. So we got a segment called Second Wind. I shout out to Trent. Trent came up with the name. I thought the name was super dope. But basically, in this segment, we want to give certain albums a second chance at life, right? I.e., second wind, however you want to say it. We're going to give it a second chance, right? So, I got a whole list of them. I'm trying to get some R&B artists in there, but today we got the one and only Snoop Dogg. At this time, it was Snoop Doggy Dogg, right? And yeah, you know, y'all probably looking at me like, yo, Tino, he didn't have a second album. Yes, he did. He had one on Death Row. It wasn't the one. Yes, it was on Death Row. It was on Death Row. He had the second album on Death Row. Here's the album, The Doggfather. Now, this is 1996, people. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on at Death Row. Now, the thing about it is that this album, from what I remember, I lived this album, right? I lived when this came out. So, from what I remember, though, this album was supposed to come out in 95, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was supposed to come out a year, because either 90, when did I think Doggy Style came out in what?
93.
I thought 93, 94.
93.
Okay. So, but this album was supposed to come out, but you know who gets released from jail? Pac. Right? So Pac, this is all alleged. This is what I remember, this is what I recollect, is that Pac got out of jail, so Suge was like, yo, stop the presses. Everything that you guys have goes to Pac. All of the songs, everything. Rage had a song and was given to Pac. It's what we know as I Got My Mind Made Up. That's Rage's song.
That's my joint right there.
It's so many songs that was given to Pac. You know, Pac at that time was hot. It was hot. So Snoop was placed on the back burner. The man who built Death Row.
True.
The man,
he was the ace.
He was Death Row's number one artist. He was the one that made Death Row pop, and they put him on the back burner. But in November of 1996, this album come out. I want to say it's November, if I'm not mistaken. Now, 2 months prior, who exits? Tupac. Tupac dies in September. And because Tupac is gone, I guess now they like, hey, Snoop,
We need something.
we need you again, my brother. We need you. Suge got shot. Pac got shot. Pac gone. Let's go. So they put it out. If you want to know what it looked like, this was the tape, the cassette tape.
Wow.
The cassette tape.
I know, right?
CD. It's the back of it. So yes, it still had that infamous art that the Doggy Style album had.
Yo, they put Suge as executive producer and Suge wasn't doing nothing.
Nah, Suge wasn't no real hit song if he made it himself. He wasn't. But he was very. He was very smart. I'm gonna say Suge was very smart, and you know, and very forceful. He threw his weight around. Let's say that around the industry.
Literally,
right? And he threw your weight around too in the industry. If you was in the industry, he threw your weight around. All the legends.
6'5", 300 out here. You think
right? Ex-football player turned multi-platinum CEO. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very crazy. So, with that being said, let's get into this album. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, and this is why we're giving it the second win. When I first heard it, I thought it was the worst album ever made. Straight up. Let you know right now. I hated this album. I hated it, but hey, I said, you know what? Let's give it a second chance. Right? So let's talk about it. First we had the Doggfather. What was it? I think the track list was Doggfather, right? Doggfather. So
after the intro, yeah,
after the intro.
Produced by Daz.
Yeah, shout out to Daz, legendary, one of the greatest producers to ever do it. I didn't know. Now I knew that Charlie Wilson was close with Snoop. I didn't know it was this early though.
Yeah, me neither.
He was all over this album.
There's 5 songs on here.
Yeah. What did y'all think? First of all,
even in songs that he wasn't. Yeah. Even in songs that he wasn't even listed on, that you could hear his vocals.
Right. He still was on background, right? He still was on background.
Him and Tina Marie, by the way.
Oh, Tina Marie. Shout out to Tina Marie. Shout out to Tina Marie.
We love you, Tina.
Well, listen. I miss Auntie.
Yeah, biz.
Right.
Yep.
I miss Auntie, man.
Yeah.
So the first album. Hold on. Let me. Let's. I'm gonna pull up the just so we can kind of get a reminder of this. Hold on. Let's see. Hold up. I might do some editing after this. All right. First song. Oh, he did a video for this?
Oh dang, I thought he did. I didn't know he did the video for the first song. I thought the single off of it, leading off the song off the album, was Snoop's Upside the Head.
Right, exactly. Oh, he smacked himself.
I ain't know that. I thought I went through. I said, "Man, there was a single on here." Like,
oh yeah, Snoop's Upside the Head. Snoop's.
Yeah, that was his lead single off of that. I mean, so yeah, so
this is.
When I heard it and I saw it and I was reading up on it, I'm like, oh yeah, so I do remember when he did release that. So that's messed up.
My bad, y'all. Y'all can't. I thought y'all could see this. Hold on. My bad.
Nah, we can't. Nah.
All right. Listen, I don't need you. I don't need you to point out my mistake over here. So. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, he smacked him. That's what I said. He smacked him, sir.
Play it again, Sam. I put down more hits than mafioso me. And Lucky Luciano about to sing soprano. And I know the way you feel. And baby bubble, we gon' keep it on the real. Just do what you called up and amazing. We poppin' on cue, so it might get dangerous. Now when it isn't, you can sit on biz act and let the biz out, whiz out, ride the trizz out. How you feel? I'm at the ceiling. riding like a villain, making a killer, thrilling the crowd. What my new head do? Outfits from Hughes, $50 socks, $100,000 shoes. Man, I get a boost to them sucker MCs. Who you think? You know who I be. Young nigga, I'm the show.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great show planned for you this.
All right, so that's just. I'm just gonna play like the first verse on that, right? Just to kind of give the jog. I mean, now listen. What do y'all think? What did y'all think about the first song of that? I thought it was decent, right? I thought it was decent.
I liked it. I think it helped to start the album off right and everything. Because I was feeling it, and it helped ease into the album. So I mean, I ain't had no problem with it. Like I said, and especially you find out it's produced by Das. So I'm good.
Right. What do you Walt? You get a chance to listen to it?
I mean, what I just heard from that, that's my first time hearing that. But I think I'm not gonna lie. Like, if that came out in like 05, 06, like if that came out in like 05, 06, I mean, of course they would have changed stuff some a little here and there, but I see why, because you know the kind of music he was dropping in those years, like the kind of beats that he was rapping and flowing on. Like, this being his second album is like, and that song is a pretty stark contrast to what we first got from Snoop.
Right.
So I think I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked where it was going. I think I would probably change up a little bit here and there and probably like make it a little bit more catchy. Probably get somebody else on it, but I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was bad.
Got you. It had a little bounce to it, Chuck. What you think about that?
It was. I think sometimes, like, this album almost feels like a sophomore slump because of what it had to follow. Like, if this album would have came out first and then Doggy Style, it would kind of made sense. Like, you took that leap, but almost like this album almost felt like a reset. Like, he knew that it wasn't gonna be Doggy Style, and the position he was coming from, this is gonna be his last record on Death Row. That he don't know what his future tech was gonna be at that point. So, and it's like a different tempo compared to Doggy Style. It's kind of more, slowed down a little bit, more in the pocket. So, and it's kind of the theme of the album for me. It was like, it's cool, but it didn't resonate for me. It just didn't have, like, it was missing a secret sauce. Like,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you this. It seemed like we're kind of getting into like just like what the album is.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
No, you're good because I'm gonna tell you this. This album made me understand what Dr. Dre is. This album made me understand why Dr. Dre is needed
as a producer.
Here's the thing. Now, I'm gonna tell you this because I've never said that Dr. Dre isn't a producer, right? He's just not a traditional hip hop producer, and the fact that he lied and said that he was making all these beats, right? But he's a producer, right? Because he's like Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones.
Okay. He's more of a composer than quote unquote a producer, beat maker.
If hip hop was the symphony, he's doing this. You know what I mean? Like he's telling, hey, get that. You know, he's doing that, right? That's what he's doing. But the producers that we know don't do that, right? They're not telling you, hey, turn that up, like they're doing that on their own beats they created. But Dr. Dre, that guidance, that knowledge of what a sound's supposed to sound like, what a beat supposed to sound like, that was needed for this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That was needed for it was. And all right, so here's what y'all have to understand. Here's what a lot of things people have to understand about this album. They did Snoop dirty.
Man, did
they did
explain
Snoop
that a little
dirty
bit more?
On this
Why do you
album.
think that?
They did him
How
dirty
so?
because when it first happened, when they first said, all right, we're stopping your album, Snoop, and we're going to put Pac out first. That's the first hurdle that he had, right? Then after that, so now we got All Eyes on Me, one of the greatest double CDs. Now remember, this Doggfather is technically a double CD.
Technically, really?
Yes, bro.
that's ooh.
Bro, look at this. Look at this. If you're looking closely at this, is it this one?
How many songs is that? 20 something?
It's 20 something, right? So it's like 10 and 10. It's like 10 and 10. So,
in the 90s, that's definitely a lot of music.
Right. And let me say this. I mean, it's not a double CD because it actually, I think he kind of breaks it up, like, you know what I'm saying, in sounds, but it's 10 and 10, right? So it's 20 songs, just about maybe 18, something like that. They put, skits and everything. But so here's the thing. All Eyes on Me comes out. Greatest CD double disc to ever come out. One of them. I mean, he got hit after hit after hit. And he's on America's Most Wanted, right? Snoop is. So then a murder trial. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Snoop was on trial for murder. Right? That's actually before the things before Pac. So you got the murder trial, you got All Eyes on Me. All these things is holding Snoop back, right? And then Pac comes out with Machiavelli. So 2 albums came before this one that are classic albums, right? So we've had the Doggy Style album. We had All Eyes on Me. We had Machiavelli. Now this old album comes out from Snoop. It was already recorded already. You understand what I'm saying? The album's already in the toilet. Because if we all listen to the album, you hear the mixing of the album sounds bad. It's not great mixing, right? It's not great mixing on this album. It's one
song. He sounded like he was in a damn closet or something.
Exactly. And hanging around Trim, I know like certain things when we doing things, we can hear like certain sounds. Like we like, nah, that don't sound right. Right? That we know, like, oh nah. The minute that song you talking about Chuck came on, I was doing something. I looked around like, yo, did something happen to my phone?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on right now?
Yo,
because I played it in the car first. I was like, maybe I'm car bugging right now. So I turned the Bluetooth off, resynced. I said, all right. So I get out the car. So I got my headset on. So it just automatically switches to my headset when I get out the car. So I cut the car off. I said, oh, this shit just the way it is. I was like, oh man, this is. Like, what happened to the mixing on this joint? I was like,
wait. Let me. Is it freestyle conversation?
No, I don't think it was freestyle conversation.
Freestyle.
I don't think it was freestyle conversation.
It's kind of in the middle of the album. Dang, which one was it? But yeah, I was like, yo, what is happening right now? It's just like Tino said, man. It just felt like you can tell it the album was like old or stale. They didn't put a lot of care on it. Like they didn't really do a good job from a mixing engineering standpoint, audio quality standpoint. It felt like they just did a checklist. Like, we got this album out. That was the win in itself because every song I kind of. You know how you listen to a song, you go to the next song, you go to this. I'm like, damn, I ain't got one banger yet. I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm like, shit. Yeah.
But you know, like Walt saying though, there's some gems on this album. There's some songs that are decent, right? Like I did like Up Jump the Boogie.
That was cool.
Up Jump the Boogie, and
okay.
So, okay, I'm gonna play. So that freestyle conversation. What do you think? Well, let me play Up Jump the Boogie for Walt real quick. Hold on, let's see.
Some do the things that they do because they dumb, and some do the things that they do for crumbs. I do mine for me, you see, not the big homie double OG. Scared to do your own work, man, that's fact. And that's the reason why I had to shoot you down, because you never should have tried to work my dog. And the little homie wouldn't have had no reason to fall. Y'all know the game ain't the same no more. Lil G's keep me so big G's freeze G's. Johnny Rockefeller went to Jella, few times too many and became a teller. They sell her nigga dreams if you want them, but they won't say you the game to get up on them. You trying to find them cause you want them. They shook out, get the book out, and when the pitch come, nigga, look out. It ain't hard to pump up the little homies, nigga, but it's hard for your bitch ass to get with us. But instead, you put it in their head that at 13 they better off dead.
So like I said, I like that joint.
That was straight. That was straight. That was
like,
cool too.
It's classic. It's classic West Coast, right?
That's for
like
sure.
You know, like I can see the homie C walking to whatever they doing with it. What you think about that, Walt?
You muted, Walt.
My fault. I did like it. I can see why, like, when you hear it, you're kind of like feel like it's a little lackluster. Mm-hmm. I think it's more on like the wave of what y'all were talking about. Like, it's just the details and everything. I don't know how fast they put this together. You know how fast they made this?
I feel like from what I understand, anybody, you know, hey, I'm no stranger to correction. I'm married. It's not there.
Yo,
I'm saying I'm no stranger to being corrected. So y'all can get in the comments and let me know, hey, what y'all think. You know, tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. But Snoop had some of this album done. I think they just put the rest of it together, you know, maybe put some new joints on there. But this album for me, I think it was like half done, and then they kind of threw some songs and everything together to complete it. You know, but it wasn't worked on, because remember, the last album, from what I understand, Snoop worked, that Dre worked on was Doggy Style, and he also did parts, some songs off All Eyes on Me, and he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the guidance of the song, the guidance of this album is not guided by Dre. It's guided by his homie, his cousin. So
I feel that. I just feel that, like, as far as the approach, because the way he's rapping on the music, I honestly feel like he's just like this is just a little early as far as like what Snoop brings to the table. When I think of Snoop, I'm thinking like when I hear this stuff, I'm like, this kind of puts me in the mind frame of like the way he was rapping in like 05, 06.
right,
Like this
right.
kind of puts me, the kind of beats that I'm hearing. Of course, we already know what Pharrell, because you know how they work together around that time frame, and they was making some real bangers. What I feel like, I see him going through this to get to that, to be able to rap on some of those later tracks that he did.
Right.
Because when I'm hearing, that's just what I'm hearing. I'm like, this was kind of like, because the Snoop that you hear in like 05, 06 is not Doggy Style. You feel me? That's not
right.
Yeah, that's not that. But what I'm hearing right now, I could hear like, okay, I can see you going through this to get to that. What we was hearing in like a little bit later. So that's
so you're saying like this, like the precursor to Rhythm and Gangster.
Yeah. Like that's thank you. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the way that he's going, the way that he did those later tracks down the line, I could see you going through. I like hearing stuff like this, because like when you go through that, it's like, okay, he didn't come out the gate with that. Like, he had to go through. He had to go through, the ups and downs. So hearing stuff like this is like, okay, I can see because I'm telling you, when what's that one song, the main song he has with Pharrell, like Drop It Like
Beautiful.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's song too. Yeah,
Beautiful. But, Beautiful is I'm gonna tell you this. Let me tell you what's on my mind real quick though about this so far. When I listen to the whole album too. It's two things that's missing in this album. I told you the first one is Dr. Dre, right? I've seen the importance of Dr. Dre. I'm accepting.
Turn the corner.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm accepting this position. I understand him now because I listen to this. I understand his position and what he does. I don't respect the fact that he lied, that he did all these beats. I don't respect that. But I understand what he brings to the table. It's a lot different than any other producer that we know in the game. That's is a fact, right? But the second thing that's missing is confidence.
Yeah, I can see that.
Snoop's confidence is not there. And I understand why it's not there. I understand it. He's been through at this point, he went from being top dog to bottom of the totem pole in a matter of months, right? And that'll take a lot of a person. You almost went to jail for life.
Yep.
Facts. And the homie that brought you in, that was guiding you, is not there anymore.
Would you also say something about do you also think that it has something also to do with like his team being like more stable than this time around versus before? I mean, and like just like going back to with Dre leaving, Suge is not in the picture and Pac is not there, so it's like he's not. I don't think the focus is there as well too on everybody's side. So that might have something to do with it as well.
Death Row, from what I understand, it's never been a place of focus.
Yeah.
Or order. I should say order. A little bit more order.
It's never been a place of order.
Yeah.
There's no order. Well, let me say this: the type of orders at Death Row it will not keep you focused, because engineers getting beat up, all this other crazy stuff that's happening at this time in Death Row. You know, when you imagine you going to work every day and everybody gangbang. Like you walk through the door, you ready for work, and people get jumped. Your engineer get jumped. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta come strapped.
Yeah.
Like it's not a place. Now, granted, I'm not taking away the what Suge did, what he was able to get out of that. I'm not taking that away. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he managed to make hit records. I mean, we gotta understand. You got the Chronic, you got Doggy Style, you got the Doggfather Album, you got All Eyes on Me, you got Machiavelli, you got even I ain't gonna throw away Rage. You got the whole Murder Was the Case soundtrack. What would you do? Like that was that. You know what I'm saying? Like he took over.
Don't forget Above the Rim. Don't forget Above the Rim soundtrack too.
Above the Rim soundtrack. Like he took over the whole coast. One of the biggest coasts in the United States. He was True. Death Row was the matter of fact, he changed the label changed the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that, but it's not the place of order, or it's a place of survival. That's what it was.
Well, whatever was going on there, just like you said, he was able to make something out of that, and that wasn't there at the time. Whatever he was able to do to get something out of that, it wasn't there, and the pillars that was keeping it up, gone.
Right, exactly.
No Dre, no Suge, and Pockets.
Right. And you are freezing up, by the way. I didn't tell you that. I just want to make sure you know that. But it does.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, but I'm able to kind of trying to keep it going. But you're right. The confidence, Snoop's confidence, is gone. But I feel like this album was an album that he was able to put something decent together. Decent album. As I'm going back and I'm listening to it, he got a couple of pieces in there. I like The Vapors. Yeah, the song The Vapors. That's
probably my favorite song.
Yeah. On this album. That Snoops Upside the Head, that was the lead single of that album. I thought that was dope. I was up in the air with the freestyle conversation.
I was too. I mean, I don't know about that one. I mean, it was okay. I think it could have been orchestrated a little bit more, a little bit better, and put together, and probably execute a little bit better if it had Dre there. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, if that song wouldn't have happened if Dre was there. Most of these songs wouldn't have happened if Dre was there.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, like some of these things could have been like taken out of the stack. So,
because remember what he says in the beginning of that, because the dude was talking about how people were saying that Dre that he fell off because Dre left. That's what he says in the beginning of that song, right? So the flow was interesting. You know what I'm saying? The flow was interesting. I think I can't. Now, here's one thing I did not like about the album. It's the last song.
Neither did I. I didn't like it either.
Well, let me not say song, the outro, right? Because it was a money grab. It was a money grab. Because what they and I remember this when I first heard it. the last song on there is called I think it was like either like a Machiavelli outro or something like that it's called.
Yep.
And so when you look at it though, you thinking, oh, Pac and Snoop did the last song together. And all it is Pac and him at the doing a live show of America's Most Wanted. And you hear Pac, you know, singing, you know, like a kind of like a, you know, he's almost about to sing the hook, and it fades out. That's it. And I was like, yo, this is a money grab. Y'all know that was dirty. That was dirty, bro.
That was dirty.
But
this was tough. I can't hold you.
it was some of these second wins are gonna be tough to listen to. I ain't even gonna hold you.
But I even though it was a struggle to get through it, but as you have mentioned, good points and context of why this album came about the way it came about, and it also kind of speaks to the point of how fragile Snoop was at this point.
Right.
Like his to start off that like supernova hot, and then it gets derailed because of like stuff outside of his control, like Pop coming home, Death Row, then Pop dies, Pop basically Dr. Dre leaves, Death Row is basically being, you know, disseminated at that point. So now Snoop is like, all right, I put this album out. I know it's not going to get a lot of heat like that. So now he's kind of in that weird space of like where his career goes. Like, because to be honest, if he didn't go to No Limit and Master P didn't like course correct him, I don't know. We have Snoop the way we see Snoop now.
Right.
Nope.
Like that's like this. That's the. I ain't really think about it until I was listening to it. I was like, dang, that was that point. He's like, man, it can go real right or real wrong.
And what Master P said, in my mind, you know what Master P said? Hey, go get your homie Dre.
Yep.
Go get your homie Dre. We need Dre.
That's right.
We need Dre.
Man.
And he went and got Dre.
That last meal, Jesus. That
hold up. Hold up.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, no, you good because all right. So for another song I did like on, I think it was called Blueberry.
Yeah, I remember Blueberry.
Yeah.
I think that was dope. So overall, listen to this album. You know how we do. We grade, and yes, we grade on the old school. We listen. You know, we ain't doing this new school grade. We grade on the old school. So, the Doggfather, released in 1996. I believe it's November. As far as we going back to the future, I feel like we're gonna leave the Doggfather there in 96.
Are we rating it?
We're gonna rate it. But I don't. But but the vibes is telling me we ain't bringing Snoop back. If we go back to 1996, we ain't bringing this doggy style with us. This Doggfather out with us. But
nah. We're gonna leave that.
But rating it in 1996. What do we? Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't even put none of these on the playlist. You know how I do, Chuck. I'll go put something on the playlist. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I could. This. So we do it like that.
Up jumps the boogie. Not even up jumps the boogie.
Nah,
I didn't put none of it on there, honestly. Well, yeah, we doing
like A through ABC. Okay. All right.
Well, just enough the songs you like. I mean, I know you can't do too much, but what are you rating it just off that sound?
I give it a solid
C. Okay.
Like a C minus? A
It's
C?
like a 74. What is a 74? What is a 74?
I think that's a C. I think that's a C. I think that's
Yeah, I got 74. Yeah, 73, 74.
That's a C. That's on the low spectrum of the C.
yeah. You teetering between C and C minus right there. You get on that.
Yeah, you right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Basically. Tron?
Shit.
Yeah, C, 74,
C?
73. Yeah.
All right, so we doing 73, 74. All right. Chuck?
I'm gonna get that. That's gonna be a C minus right there. That's gonna be like a 71, 72 right there.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with y'all on the C. I'm definitely at a 73. You know, that low end. I definitely hated that money grab with the Machiavelli and Snoop at the end.
That right there, that's your minus.
Yeah. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Y'all use Pac for a money grab, and I don't appreciate that.
He said, "I felt bamboozled, hoodwinked."
In no world is that okay. It's not okay. You can't do that, man. But yeah, all right. So hey, listen, y'all. Listen, man. I invite you, young, old, or whatever, go listen to some of these records. Don't take. I mean, I know if you're listening to me, you're like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna take his word for it. Nah, go listen to it for yourself. You know, because I like to have conversations about music. And once again, I like different perspectives, on things. I'll be in the comments. Shout out to everybody on that Mook and Low Deluxe video, because y'all going crazy. Yo, y'all going crazy. I'm in the comments like, yo, like I gotta give y'all another one of those. I'm gonna give y'all one of those. I gotta put something together for y'all, man. But I'm ecstatic, but I'm just saying, yeah, Snoop, man.
Deeper in rap, graffiti, break dance, and DJ and b-boy stance. MCing, I harness those artifacts, collecting data of the transitions like an almanac. Hip-hop ain't dead, these young boys different, adapting. Over time, every day the world's spinning. Let's celebrate the fact we still winning, we global. Kids from the project became moguls. Real to real track boards to Pro Tools, vinyls, cassettes, and the tape decks, CDs. Now you can stream your music to the consumer direct and get most of the check. I'm noble, and with that, I gotta respect that you ain't gotta accept that you can ride and get left, yo. Bars beyond ground level.